Hi ladies, this is Francesca Mora coming to you all the way from Galveston, Texas, and this is a video on how I highlight and contour. So as you can, I don't know if you can tell or not, but my base is still wet. I use a Mehron paint stick. It's very thick, it's great good coverage. As you saw from one of my previous videos, I have a lot of 5 o'clock shadow, so all these girls that have heavy 5 o'clock shadow like I do, use these kind of paint sticks. They work really well. I actually prefer Kryolan, but if you can't get Kryolan or if you can afford it because it is more expensive, Mehron works pretty well for me. So I like to use Clown White as a base to start my highlights. So I use Ben Nye from Clown White. My jar's pretty old, so whatever, but it comes in a lot. You don't have to use a lot, and it lasts a long time, and it works really well just for creating a base highlight. So I take the tip of my finger and I just kind of smear it around, just to kind of make it like that. And what I do is I create my cheek shape on my highlight part with this first. I just blend it right in. You just go right in like that and just push it into your base wherever you want your highlight. I go from the corner of my eye where my eye color goes into and swoop it back. If you for drastic facial shape change, you angle it upwards like that. That helps kind of change the features of your face, where the light goes. You want to be really careful when using Clown White and blending it in, because it will leave lines if you don't blend it out correctly. You just keep pushing it downwards just like that. Just keep mixing it. And as you can see how it goes from light to dark. If you don't blend the edges correctly, you'll get this. You see how the lines are there? And when you set it, it'll stay like that. So make sure you always just blend it outwards. And just keep pushing. Just like that. And there's your base cheek highlight. Let me get the other side. Now if you add too much or you feel that it's too white, play with it for a while. I would not recommend doing this before your show, before any kind of photos or anything like that if you've never done it before. Any kind of makeup techniques that you're going to try, always practice them and see how you like doing them first before you do anything public-wise, because, I mean, you wouldn't want to get clocked by somebody. And as you can see, even sometimes you want to try and make your angles even on both sides. Just like that, see? Perfect. I also use it for the bridge of my nose to create my nose highlight. Push it into the center of my forehead, all the way up. And then just create that arch shape that you want for your forehead. Now, depending on what look you're going for, you can use it as an eyebrow highlight in the base as well too. I do that when I go for a fishy look. I'll blend it all into where I know my eyebrow highlight is going to be, and then set it with my powders like usual. I generally like to make my nose highlight a lot more, a lot brighter than my cheekbone highlights, specifically because when I add my contour and the nose shape that I want, it creates a thinner and just a better nose. I like it like that. And just blend your edges out. Just like that. Now it looks wide, but any kind of mistake that you make in terms of blending it outwards, you can always correct with your contour. So don't try and make sure that you're getting everything perfect. Certain things you do want to make sure you're perfect, like your edges. You really, really want to make sure that it gradually fades out like it's supposed to. Just like that, see? Gorgeous. Now, to set it, you can use various different things. I use a blend of different highlighting powders. This is just a tub, but I use a Ben Nye Fair and I mix it with banana powder. The reason being for this is because I have a little bit of an olive skin tone, so I have a different color to my skin. Lighter girls, white girls, I would say just try setting it with some fair powder. It might look really nice. Play with it, look for the right tone for your facial features and for your skin color. But this works perfectly for me. It doesn't come out too yellow, you just have to find the right ratio of what to mix with. And just set it with the powder. For those girls who actually cook, I actually do cook my powder a little bit on my highlight. What this does is I come to find that if you're using Clown White, sometimes depending on what lighting you're in or how much you use, your highlight can look really drastically white and unblended, and it just doesn't look cute. So using the banana powder mix, it kind of adds a little bit of color into that white and kind of makes it look a little bit more natural. So if you like that fishier look, or even if you just want to tone down what you're using, this is a great way to do it. Set it, and especially right underneath your eyes, as you see here, really pack it on. The white that's in there grabs a hold of that yellow color, and the fair powder actually has a little bit of a pink hint to it, and those colors blend beautifully together and create a really nice highlight color. But you have a spotlight on you that Clown White shines through really nicely, and you have a beautiful look on your face. Again, before you try it, practice your blending skills. It's the most important part of drag makeup, is how you blend. And there you are, just have that, and I let that sit on there until I get to my contour, and then I just take my poof and just set the rest of my face. Usually when I do my makeup, I usually do my eyes first. I didn't do it just for the sake of this video, but I like doing it like that just because I don't have to worry about fallout hitting my cheekbones or anything like that and getting it mixed up into my colors. And there. I'm going to take a powder brush and just brush off the excess of where I don't want my highlight to go. And leave the rest there to cook. Now onto contour. Some girls don't like it. I love it to death. It's what I always contour with. I use pressed foundation from L'Oreal. It's called True Match. They have a lot of different colors, so you can find really good tones for however dark you are, however light you are, and it blends beautifully. So I really recommend always using this. It costs like $8. Lasts you a long time. One of these things will last me a good like 2.5 months or so, and I do shows about 3 to 4 times a week. So I mean, it's all personal preference, but that's what I like using. And I like to contour with a contour brush. I use one from Sephora. If you can afford it, go for it. If not, don't worry about it. You don't always need professional products. So I'm going to just set this here. A lot of people are worried about this technique because of the edges it creates. I like it. Certain edges to me are drag. So I use a business card, powder it up. I make my angle from the corner of my ear to the corner of my mouth. I do a swoop, but I'll show you exactly how I do mine in a second. Just angle it and just put the brush on. and I just darken it up until I like it. I usually make my line to about right there, and then I freehand it from there right into the corner of my nose. I do that because I find it comes out just a bit softer. And then just blend it out with this brush like that. And it's okay if you brush away some of your highlight powder, because you don't have to worry about that. One of the issues I've been seeing some of the girls on this page is doing, they don't angle this part of their contour enough. You want to really try and angle it upwards like that. You see how skinny I'm making that line? I almost make the two lines completely touch towards the corner. This creates a really nice swoop back look for your face. So give it a try, play with your facial shape. Everybody has a different kind of facial shape. I go back with my powder brush. I clean up my lip. I like making that line right there to my nose, so I clean that area up. That's one reason why I love this stuff, because it blends so well. Now that line blends away really nicely if you just push it in like that. See? Just like that. Now I brush away my highlight powder. Varying on your gig or what you're doing, you can darken up your contour. And just push them together. There, see? Creates a nice tone. And I get the other side. And there you are. You create a highlight and contour. A little hard to see in the lighting, but when you see it in person or you see it in full good lighting, it pops a little bit more. If you look at my pictures and things like that, you can see exactly what I mean. You get used to working in the light that you usually do your makeup in, and you'll be able to tell when your makeup is where it needs to be. So now we get into the forehead area. I usually start just about here. You want it the darkest at your hairline. Just like that. I like doing this, usually my eyes are very dramatic and my cat eyes go all the way back to my hairline, but just when I'm starting, I put my card right there and just darken it up. And just like that. Now you can slowly push it in wherever you want to, however you want to create your forehead shape. You generally want to keep your forehead shape round, like that. And there you go. I blend it out just a little bit, push these lines together, and brush off my highlight powder. And there you go, just like that. That's highlight and contouring. For blending your two tones together, people make a mistake that when it comes to blush, that you're just supposed to just kind of put a line, a blush there, and then end up with just like a pink line or pink spots on their face. That's not what you want to do. I use a red from Ben Nye. It's called like something rouge or something like that. It's just like a really red that they have. I use that and a big brush like this. Just take it, you start at the apple of your cheek and work your way back and blend it downwards into your color just a little bit. You don't want to add too much, so just work a little bit in there. See the color of it? Then I take my brush again and just blend the two colors together. Blush is not necessarily for your cheeks to be rosy and red. It's really more to blend your highlight and your contour lines together. It helps with that fade out look. Of course, you can add a little extra just to give yourself that color that you want. And see, there we go. See how it looks more gradual as it goes into that dark line? That's exactly what you want. I add some on my forehead too, to bring warmth and tone to my face, so my face doesn't look all washed out while I'm performing. And just blend them together. Just like that. One last thing you want to do, I like doing it, some girls don't. They say it makes you look like you have 5 o'clock shadow. If you know how to do it, it doesn't. It's contouring your jawline. Take my brush, load it up. I start just about right under my ear and go right on my jawline to minimize that facial shape. All into my chin. On both sides, just like that. I take a little extra and just blend downwards. Downwards and behind your ear. Just like that, and it minimizes your facial shape. I really don't care for a chin highlight. I have a big chin anyways, I don't need a highlight on it. Not everybody does it, it's all on you. Usually I'll create a jawbone highlight with just plain Fair powder. I can't find my big tub of Fair right now, and I'm kind of mad about it. But you can use whatever highlight powder you use. I would not recommend using super white on here, because that's really bright. But you just create that line there. What it also does, it also helps cut your contour line and really cleans everything up. Just like that. And I let that cook on there until pretty much I'm done with my makeup, then I brush it off. So yeah, that's contour and highlighting. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or add me on Facebook, whatever. So yeah, that's about it. Y'all have fun. Let me know if you have any problems or any more questions regarding what I just did, or if you want to see anything else. All right, have a nice night.